What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker podcast. I'm Nick Baker, and across from me, Shane Good.
Yo.
And we are here to talk to you about some video games. But of course, first things first, a little housekeeping. Check us out on Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play for the audio version of the podcast. But also make sure you go over to our YouTube channel, comment, like, and subscribe on our video version of the podcast over there. And of course, keep up with us on our social media on Facebook and Instagram so you never miss a show. But with that out of the way, what have we been playing, man? What have you been playing in these snowy times?
Yeah, so I pretty much have just been playing the same stuff I have been playing previous to. A lot of Pink Galaxy when I can, and that's a little bit of League because I always keep up on my League. But honestly, I just with Christmas coming and everything, I haven't really been able to play too much games at all.
Right, it's pretty busy out there.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. I bought a car last week as well again, so it makes a big difference.
Yeah, we got to start a car podcast.
Yeah, I'd have enough to talk about.
Just like crazy stories you and Ben get into.
Oh man, don't even get me started. But what have you been playing, man?
So I have played through Cyberpunk. I have completed one whole playthrough as a street kid. I have a lot of thoughts, actually. I wrote down a few notes here, some good, some bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with the good. It's got a huge world with a lot of meaningful side quests and characters, great weapon and playstyle variety. The story is super duper engaging in the mainline story, and all of the side quests are super interesting. They really keep you wanting more out of those. It has a wide variety of endings that I haven't really even experienced. I started another playthrough as a nomad, and I haven't gotten even close to into that. Maybe like an hour or two into that. The art direction is amazing. It's top notch for a game of this type. I've never seen any kind of like futuristic game like this that just pops in all ways. Even on the console version, which we'll get into with the bad parts of the game, because a lot of people on base PS4 and Xbox One have been having a lot of trouble, and I'm sure that everybody in the gaming industry knows that already. But
Oh yeah,
that kicks off the bad. So the bad is definitely, it's a glitchy mess. They really haven't done too much to patch out any of the huge glitches. They had a quick fix that they threw out there last week to try and cover a few of their bases, but it's still kind of just the random Bethesda like glitches where guns will float and characters will not be talking when they're talking, or their mouse won't be moving when they're talking, and like stupid stuff like that, and like clipping and all these things. I had a plethora of crashes, even on the PS5, which I think it's just strictly because it's the PS4 console version of the game. Because I heard that PC was having a similar problem, but not nearly as much. So it's definitely looking like they focused a lot of their attention on the PC and potentially the next gen versions of the game, because the the last gen console versions of this game are just not good. If you look up any of the screenshots or gameplay from those, it's just cars are popping in out of nowhere. Characters are completely unrendered when you're talking to them or when you're walking up to them. Quest lines will start and stop in the middle of other quest lines, and it's just completely broken. And it's really, really unfortunate for this game, because it is as everybody knows, it was so anticipated, not only for me, but for a lot of people. They cracked their profitability margin in the first day from pre-orders alone. So that's pretty intense.
yeah, that's like
just
uber
to say the
intense.
least. Just smaller things that I had a problem with. Loot sometimes is really, really difficult to pick up, and I don't think that that's necessarily a glitch so much as it is like loot will get kind of like stuck in random spots, and you'll like try and like walk around it and all kinds of different. It reminds me a lot of Battlefield Firestorm.
Mhm.
It's just like things will be a blob on the ground, and you'll be trying to get to a certain piece of loot that you want, and you don't want anything else, and you're just trying to work your way around it, and you don't quite get there. Relationship options, as far as story goes, are really extremely limited. I said fairly limited here, but they are extremely limited. To I think there's only one or two options for each gender of V.
Mhm.
So it's if you're looking for something like that in this game, similar to like a Mass Effect type of relationship system, it is not here.
Keep looking.
Yeah, it's just not something that they really focused on, which is surprising because I figured it was going to be one of those things that like The Witcher
Mhm.
uh, took not necessarily a front seat, but like a back seat, not a trunk seat,
A
and
back seat, not a front seat.
it definitely feels like it was thrown in the trunk this
Mhm.
time. But yeah, all that aside, though, I had a blast playing it when I actually could get through the quests and whatnot. And like I said, I didn't really have as many problems as people on base PS4 and Xbox One would have. But I did notice the difference between me playing it and then I watched Andy Cortez for kind of funny play it on PC, and it's just night and day. He had a much better experience playing the game um, all the way through. So
Mhm.
that said, great game. It'll be even better down the road. I highly recommend if you're going to play it next year when things are really ironed out, because it's just going to be a better experience for it. So,
That makes
do you have
sense.
any opinions or anything? Have you seen anything on this? Like,
Yeah. So I've seen a pretty good amount of gameplay. I believe it's all computer gameplay, so I didn't really know too much until I started looking into it and realized that evidently the console versions is a little rougher.
oh yeah,
Um, but that's to be expected because it's a console. But anyways,
right.
um, I pulled out a couple of fun things that I thought would be entertaining. Um, so there is three things that I thought were cool. Um, there, if you get the double jump perk, evidently it's really easy to jump out of bounds. Um,
Really?
yes, like insanely easy to jump out of bounds. You can climb the buildings and completely go. Actually, there's four things. So you can climb buildings and go completely out of bounds. And I watched some videos of people doing it, and there's actually some really cool views that you can get of the city by climbing buildings that you just shouldn't be able to climb. Um, which is really cool. And
I did
then
notice that there's a really kind of odd emphasis on parkour that I wasn't really expecting
yeah,
getting into the game, which is really cool. I thought.
yeah, and there's a lot of places that you can parkour that it kind of seems like you weren't meant to, but
No, absolutely, absolutely not. Especially with those like the super jump and double jump perks.
oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And then to add on to that, currently in the game, if you slide off of a building or slide off of a surface, when you hit the ground, you don't take fall damage.
Hmm.
Yes, so once you get
That
up
is
there,
really good to know.
uh huh. Did you also know that you can ride the trains?
Ride the trains.
Yes. So you
Hmm.
can, if you get to the railroad tracks, and there's a couple different ways you could do it, you can double jump onto a train and you can just stand on top of it, and it will give you a free ride around the city.
That's fantastic.
That was a pretty cool thing that I saw that people were talking about doing as well. And then last but not least, are you familiar with any of the infinite ways to make money?
Yeah, a few of a few of them, but go ahead, list them.
So, the one that I'll just talk about one because I thought this one was pretty interesting, but also you can basically do it from the start of the game. You can go to the vending machines and buy the like I don't remember what it was called, but the $10 option. There's one that costs $10, and you go around and buy a ton of them. You break them down for resources, and then you make them into uncommon guns, and you can sell them for like a pretty crazy profit.
That's a Shane thing if I've ever heard it. It's like, well, I have a million credits now that I can use anywhere, or eddies as they call them in this game.
Yes. So
Super weird.
I don't know if you knew any of those, but I happened to stumble upon them, let's say, as I was researching the game and watching some people play it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Cyberpunk 2077 is it's definitely a game. A
Mm-hmm.
game that I did not really when I played it, I did not feel like I was playing a CD Projekt Red game. I felt like I was playing Fallout or definitely like a Bethesda-like game. It just has that feel and look and like atmosphere to it, which
Yeah.
isn't necessarily a bad thing because I love Bethesda games, but all of the things that comes with. So
Yeah, that comes with
um,
some things that not everybody loves, but you know.
yeah. But with that out of the way, let's get into the big topics of the week. I heard you got some free games to talk about this week.
I do. So it was a leak. I haven't actually logged into Epic to make sure, but there was a leak saying that 15 free games on Epic, one per day. And I believe it starts tomorrow or today. But the 15 games are, and it's one per day, so you have to log in and claim the game. It starts out with Dying Light, goes to Resident Evil 7, The Witcher 3, Mass Effect, Andromeda, Assassin's Creed Origins, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Evil Within 2, Far Cry 5, Fallout 4, Borderlands 3, Monster Hunter Worlds, Dragon Age Inquisition. I can't fucking say that word. Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and Hitman 2. So all
Dude,
actually good games.
yeah, a lot of great games on there. A big highlight is Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is amazing, and I'm sure it looks dazzling on a PC. So
Yeah.
that is a highly recommended. And honestly, I haven't even played Resident Evil 7, but I hear great things about that too.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
So,
get all those games.
yeah.
Excuse the dog barking in the background, by the way.
Oh well, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, that
that's
was
awesome.
the games that are for Epic's Christmas event. I'm gonna call it. I have no idea what it's actually for, but
The 15 days of epic Christmas.
hey,
Hey,
Epic, if you're
we got
listening,
you.
you can have that one royalty
Yeah,
free. Give us a
that is
shout out.
yours. Yeah. Yeah, put us up on the front page and that's it.
Yeah, that's all we ask.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, that's awesome. Free games, man. Gotta love it.
Dude, free games. You know, some games have free updates. Why don't you tell me about a game that had a free update last night?
Ooh, I'll tell you all about this free update because man, I got to dive into about an hour and a half, couple hours of Call of Duty Warzone with the Cold War update that is now added a plethora of new content, including the Rebirth Island mode, which is a smaller battle royale mode that also has what they call the rebirth timer. So when you go down, if one of your teammates is still up, there's like a 15-second timer that goes, and if your teammate survives that amount of time, you're instantly respawned into the game. So it's a really high octane, constantly moving battle royale. It
Hmm.
kind of plays a really good spin on what Warzone is doing right now. I think the cap is 45 players on this island at a time, but I feel like it's so fast paced. I didn't actually get to play that one. I played a bunch of duos last night on Verdansk with the new weapons, and there are
Oh,
30 of these sons of bitches. So
damn.
wow, dude, the new weapons are just they're gonna need some balancing because man, I had a time with these. Me and Ben played for, like I said, a couple hours, and each game we were racking up the kills. 6, 7 kills here. 5, 6 kills in one game. We get into the brand new Gulag, by the way, which is like a replica of not one for one replica of, but it reminds me a lot of Nuketown in
Hmm.
the way that it has two buses and you're kind of rotating around trying to get to the other side to see your opponent. And I mean, it's so crazy now that there's this scaffolding that you can go across as a player that's watching the gulag. That the first time I dropped in, I was shooting at the person that was on the
Oh shit.
scaffolding, thinking like, "Oh, how did he get up there? This is crazy." And I'm like,
Yo.
"Oh, that's not even him." And I get just fucking rinsed by a guy. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
man, the new update is awesome. It breathes great new life into Warzone, a game mode that has been kind of stagnant for the last few weeks anyway. Maybe not, maybe even a couple months. A lot of people have been complaining they haven't been adding out enough content. I think this content drop is going to, you know, get at least all those hardcore Call of Duty players into the next year with no problems at all. So yeah, really exciting stuff. But with that, that's the other game I was playing. But the Game Awards happened also, and we got our Game of the Year, which we did predict, and somebody predicted right. Not going to
Ooh.
say who, but if you
Somebody
want to go,
predicted right.
if you want to go back and listen to last week's podcast, you'll find out who. But Last of Us Two won Game of the Year this
What?
year
Last of
at
Us
Game Awards.
2?
Wow, really?
No way. All right. Well, I don't want to give it away, but you know, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you
And
know,
if
you
you
know. And
don't,
ugh.
go listen to the podcast last week.
Perfect.
Evil.
Perfect.
But yeah, very, very worthy of that title of Game of the Year. Great game. I do not look forward to playing it ever again because it's such a heart wrenching experience that it left me scarred for months, and I haven't wanted to look at it. So uh, keep that
Yikes.
in mind if you're ever going to play it. But it's beautiful. The story is engaging and crippling in a lot of ways. It hits you like a truck, and there's very limited light in the game. So if you're in a dark place, just I wouldn't I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard say that one either.
But along with all of the awards, they announced a bunch of different things that are going to be coming in the following months and potentially following years as well. Dragon Age was shown off again, and it's now been retitled to simply Dragon Age.
Ooh.
They still haven't shown off any gameplay or anything like that, so I assume it's still pretty early on in development. Last time they showed it, they showed some very, very early, like, wireframe character attacks and abilities and stuff like that in
Mhm.
engine. So they're moving along with it, but this was just basically a CG trailer that's showing off that they're kind of going back to their roots. They have one of their titular characters who I cannot remember the name of, but he's the bald elf. I'm sure
The
anybody
bald elf.
that is into Dragon Age knows exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, get excited for the new Dragon Age because I am. I hope that BioWare knocks this one out of the park because they definitely need a W after Anthem. Whew, what a train wreck.
I don't
We
know, man.
also
Anthem was something special. Let's call it something special. You know?
that is so nice. That's so nice of you.
It's
Giving them a pat on the back like that.
uh, well, it's an ambiguous way of saying they sucked. It
Yeah,
was special. Special doesn't mean good. Let me clear
damn,
that
they
up.
suck. Yeah, man. It was so hype though. It was so hype until it actually came out, and then it was just a pile of dog shit.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
You know what is not a pile of dog shit though? The new Super Smash Brothers characters trailer was actually pretty fucking awesome, and they went back to the the way that they've introduced all of the characters before, but it I don't know, it felt special to me because it's another Final Fantasy VII character, and it's Sephiroth, and holy crap, was this hype as fuck.
Yeah, I
I
saw some of the hype on this. It's actually pretty cool. The intro was really cool too.
The memes, man, the memes just started pouring out of the internet as soon as this happened because it at one moment in the trailer looked like Sephiroth had just run Mario through with his long ass sword and he just caught him on the overalls. So Don't
Yep.
worry, all you Mario fans, he's still alive this time.
Well, I mean, I do like the announcement, but I still don't see a Waluigi yet. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, bad game is bad, right?
You're right. When you're right, you're
Un-
right, and you're right.
unredeemable, unredeemable.
Unredeemable.
But moving on from that, we also got another announcement from BioWare. This potentially not being done by BioWare, but maybe a subsidiary. Mass Effect is still a thing. They just wanted everybody to know that they're not giving up on it. They had like a just really small stinger trailer for it. So I doubt that it's even close to being in development, or if it is, it's just maybe writing and a few things really early on. But a lot of people, big fans of Mass Effect, so I'm really excited for everybody there. I really dug Mass Effect 2 and parts of 3. Clearly, the end was something a lot of people didn't like, and I was one of them. So
It's a pretty hated end. I haven't played any of the Mass Effect. I just know that people were like, two was amazing. Don't play three.
2 was amazing, and as a PlayStation player primarily, I didn't get to play Mass Effect until it finally came around to the PlayStation 3. So I it was maybe a year and a half or 2 years after that game's launch that actually happened. So I was like way out of the know. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll pick this up." It was like $15 or something like that when it came out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a look at this," and I fell in love with it. It was awesome. Such a great story driven game. And then 3 had all of those elements too, and it did build on a lot of the mechanics. But yeah, just something about the way the story went out, and the I dare say lack of choice that you are actually given towards the end of the game kind of um yeah, made that game a little shittier to finish.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that terminology because obviously the game has so many choices, but it feels like from what people say, a lot of the end choices that you make don't really seem to have an impact on it. So I'm
Mm.
not really sure how it all plays out, like I said, but that's what I've heard people talk about before.
Well, I do recommend if you ever get the opportunity, and maybe even Mass Effect 2 shit is probably like $1 or like 50 cents on Steam right now. So you probably go over there and get that for practically nothing, if not nothing. But highly recommend that one because it's so good, and you can just straight up jump into 2, and I don't think you even really need to play 1. So
Fair enough.
uh, the next thing on our list, though, is one of the best trailers, if not the best trailer from the Game Awards, in my opinion, the Kalisto Protocol. And it was revealed to be being developed by a former Dead Space executive producer, Glenn Schofield, at Striking Distance Studios, which is a brand new studio, if I'm not mistaken. And man, this game looks terrifying. The way that they announced this game, the trailer starts off, and it's clearly this guy in some sort of jail cell, and like lights are flickering and horrible sounds are coming from the outside, screams and whatnot, and uh something starts to like emerge from behind him, which is potentially like an infected cellmate of his. It has a lot of really cool like alien slash Dead Space vibes
Hmm.
like that. So really psyched to see more from this game. It really got me excited to actually dive back into Dead Space if I ever get the opportunity to. I would love to see Dead Space remastered for these new consoles because I'm sure it would be so immersive and sick to play.
Yeah.
But did you check out this trailer?
So I did not. I didn't happen to stumble upon this trailer, but I mean, I just out of curiosity, have you ever heard of Elite Dangerous by chance?
I've not. No.
Um, I probably not a great time for it. Afterwards, I'll show you what Elite Dangerous is. Anybody who likes Dead Space probably would like that game. It's pretty wild when it comes to that type of stuff. But
Sounds good to me, man.
it's yeah, it's nuts. If you listeners, if you've never heard of it, go on your Steam page, go take a look. It's really fucking cool. But no,
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about this particular game. I didn't even know that it happened. I only watched the highlights from um or I read about the highlights from the Game Awards, and obviously I can't read about the trailer, so
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would let, and I didn't say this at the top, but this is just basically the highlights that I kind of pulled from the Game Awards. Were a few other like smaller things. Shit, what's that? Damn, I just lost it. The one everybody's playing right now.
The one everybody's playing.
Um, oh
Hmm.
damn, it's like the mobile phone game turned PC game.
Oh,
Everybody's playing it
Genshin
on
Impact.
Twitch. No, 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 not. Damn, there's so many of them right now.
Damn, I didn't know there was
Among Us,
another
Among
one.
Us.
Among
Um,
Us. Oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
So Among Us had a small thing for their new map or something like that
Oh, I
on
did
there.
read they
So
had a new map. That's funny.
that's cool for them. I've not played Among Us yet. I've heard a lot of people are having a blast with it.
It's really
But
fun.
yeah, I'd
It's
really
so
like
much
to
fun.
give it a shot.
Definitely have to play with a group of people that you're okay with lying to and you're okay with getting lied to. Some people don't do super well with the game, but it's a lot of fun as long as you have a good group of people that you know well, and it's a good time.
Yeah, we should definitely do that at the next get together that we all have.
Oh, I definitely agree, especially because it's free on phone. All you have to do is download it.
Yeah. But the last thing on our list is Vin Diesel returned to the Game Awards, but in a very weird way.
Oh.
Did not see this coming. This trailer started with some like weird flower like visuals and a little girl like playing with a flower. And then all of a sudden, Vin Diesel in all his roided out nature comes into frame, like 10 frames a second frames. This trailer was so god awful. It made me never want to play this game. It was the trailer for Arc 2. So Vin Diesel is going to be the starring role in Arc 2.
Wait,
And
Ark
I,
Evolved?
yeah, I assume that's where they're going with this. Arc is getting a sequel, and
Interesting. The
I don't
dinosaur
know if,
game, right?
yeah, a
There
lot of
is a
dinosaurs.
what? There isn't a story for that game.
There is now, and it includes Vin Diesel.
Oh my
So
fucking word.
please, please do yourself a favor and go look at the go look at this trailer, because man, it is bad, and it was laughably bad. So it was a good little chuckle that I got in the middle of the Game Awards, and I'm sure that our listeners will get a good chuckle out of it as well if they haven't already seen it. I highly recommend going to look at the trailer.
Dang.
Um,
That's fucking funny.
but that is everything we got for you this week. Of course, go over to Apple Music, Spotify, and Google Play for the audio version of the podcast. Go comment, like, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, and keep up with us on our social media on Facebook and Instagram so you never miss a show. We will see you next week if we can dig out of all of this damn snow from this northeastern storm we've got.
Yeah.
But if we do, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.